Welcome back to Whitetail Garage. This week's episode, we'll go ahead and get the interior put back in. Remember the last episode, I did the repair on the tunnel. If you didn't get a chance to look at that, I'll link it up there. You go ahead and go check it out and come back. But this week, it'll be putting everything back in the interior. So I got the carpet, got new seat belts, so we'll get those installed. I don't even know where my factory original seat belts are, but we'll get some new ones from LMR installed, and then just get the interior all buttoned back up. All right, one of the things that I want to do before I put the interior back together is I've got all this wire that is running from the front to the back. And I don't know what all of this is, I've got a button sitting here. I think I remember what that stuff is for, but I'm not 100%. So I want to chase it all down and pull it out. I think this is, at least this particular one, I think is for the fuel pump. Again, I used to have one of those A1000 pumps that hung on the bumper. And I believe that's where that runs. Since I bought the whole kit that comes with new wire, I'll probably run all new wire just to make sure I'm in a good spot, at least with the fuel system. And the other thing that I'm pulling out, it's kind of funny. I had somebody make this for me a long time ago, and they had pulled apart this little circuit and made it to where it would run these lights, so that way it would do a sequential brake light reverse, or brake light blinker reverse light on both sides. So it'd go, brake light blinker reverse light over and over again. And then I had these strobes down inside the reflector part, and all that would kick on by flipping a switch rather than have to do it all manually. And you did that to the guy that was behind you when you won in a street race. And the funny part is I went through all that and never really got the opportunity to street race much. Car didn't spend in this state very much time on the street. So anyways, I'm going to pull all that back out. It's all old and kind of brittle, and I just don't want any bugs in the electrical system if I can stand it. So as long as all this stuff has been sitting, I want to go ahead and pull all. I think that's the fuel pump relay, the old one, again from the old A1000 system. So I'm going to pull all that out and just get it back to kind of bone stock back here, and then run new wire. And this guy, I'm not sure, it connected to something back here. My big fear is I go put power on it and start shorting stuff out because I don't remember what's powered what. So, all right, got the car up on jack stands and just taking a look at the inner fender here, and I have a little bit of cleanup to do here, not a whole lot. So this is some leads coming from the painless kit, and that is the old fan relays. I had them tucked up there. This other fan setup won't use those relays, so I will take those back out. And otherwise, everything up here is pretty well cleaned up. So get everything back on the starter solenoid. Should be good to go. Well, I started working on interior and really didn't get anywhere. What I ended up doing was just taking it all out. I mean, it was all loose, it wasn't installed, right? But just getting it all out of there and up onto the shelf. So that way, when I do the electrical, I'll be able to route all the wires the way they need to be. You ever have one of those weekends that's just not feeling it? Just not into it? How was this weekend? I did get my overflow mounted. What I opted to do there, I'm not sure what the previous owner did or what what you guys have done, but this is that Goza brand. I don't even know if you can still get those. For this radiator, goes straight into the top of the radiator, comes out, loops around here, and then plugs right into that. And so I found this spot on the core support that seems to hold it up pretty well. The previous owner was using this bracket to hold it up, so I'm not sure where they had it, but I thought that looked good, and it's definitely solid, kind of out of the way. So then I started working on the MSD install and just couldn't find a place I wanted to bolt it up. The spot I had my previous one was on the frame rail, inside the inner fender, you know, down here, right in there. And I don't really want to run it there anymore. I feel like I'll drive this car a little bit more than I did before, and so it might see more mileage, certainly more puddles, you know, or rainy weather. And so I'd really rather not have it that low to the ground. So I've got to fabricate something and put it higher up in the inner fender or take it to the interior. Not real sure what I want to do there. All that being said, I didn't get a whole lot done, so there wasn't much to film. I did get all this wiring out. You know, old fan and this stuff that I was telling you about, but some old wires. Yeah, I mean, I actually really love the wiring, and that's what I need to do next. But I'm just not inspired. I keep hitting roadblocks. Need to figure out where to mount that MSD. Got to build a harness to wire the fan. What kind of was bugging me about that, I've never done one of the installs of this style fan, but I guess the harness, I've got to kind of route it against the radiator, and you're going to see it. So I just not a huge fan of the way that looks. So I don't know, just not inspired today. So I think I'm gonna call it a day and jump on it another time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.